Okay, let me move this off to the side and zoom in on the cam so y'all don't see how big I'm being right now. Welcome in, everybody. We got a lot to talk about, from 007 to Insomniac, possibly including Wolverine in another state of play later this month. Hollow Knight breaking everybody's stores on release from an indie game. Come on, man. I have a few guests. If you can't see that their name is in the title, please give them a follow. These are some W creators. Okay. All right. So introducing the guests on the show today. Guest number one, you have seen him before. He is not new to this channel. Okay. We have reviewed Mafia together. We have reviewed The Last of Us, the first season, which will never see the light of day because I took too long to edit that boy. Anyways, you know him, you love him, man. Kels, man. How you doing?
What's cracking, YG? How you? I'm good. Good to be here. Glad to be here again for the. What would this be, like the second, third episode? Which I don't know which one this is, but glad to be here, man.
Make sure y'all are watching.
Listen, man, it's good to have you here. It's amazing to have you here. I'm glad that you took some time out to show your face for yet another episode. Bev, I appreciate you for being in here. Your gaming knowledge, especially when it comes to these indie games, because we have a specific title that I know you're gonna have a lot to say about later on in the stream. But also, speaking of real gamers, okay, we have a diverse cast here. Okay, it's not. I promise you, it's not a. We got plenty of people here. She is a true gamer, has gamed through all of Resident Evil, all of Metal Gear Solid. I say all that to say, don't play with her. Miss Jaya, the goddamn sensei. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Pizzo?
I'm doing great. Tell the people what you want them to know.
Well, I'm a variety streamer. I collect retro games, play a lot of games. I have a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge on a lot of games and history and shit like that. So I'm excited to start this debate and see what everyone has to say about each topic.
Hell yeah. Okay. And also, we have another guest with me today. All right. I have appeared a couple of times on his podcast through the KXI network as well. Very entrepreneurial. This is one guy that if he says something in the gaming industry, I gotta take him at face value. You know what I mean? One of the few ones where I can say, you know, his opinion ain't bullshit. I can actually respect it. But he go by the name of Cash Crow TV.
What's good, everybody? What's good?
Tell me a little about yourself.
So for those who don't know me, I'm a variety streamer. I stream fighting games, shooting games, action adventure games, pretty much the whole works. And like Pizzo said, which I host a podcast which he's been on quite a few times. So yeah. Mostly our community pushes like I guess you could say competition. So it'd be like shooters, like I guess you could Marvel Rivals or Street Fighter, and now 2XKO that just recently came out. So we're very competitive over there. So yeah.
But again, I do appreciate y'all. We have a few topics to get into today. Now, last week, PlayStation had a state of play, gave us about 30 minutes of gameplay into the 007 First Light. In that preview, we saw some mission formatting, level design, an action sequence, stealth, melee, and gun combat as well. And with everything that was shown in this state of play, do you think this game has done enough to separate itself from similar titles, such as IO's other game, Hitman, or some other version of a stealth game, such as Splinter Cell? Or does this come off as just like a melting pot of different games with a Hitman skin over it? I want to start with you, Chris. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I don't think that it's another Hitman skin over it, specifically because the James Bond game's been in here for a long time. The Hitman game's been in here for a long time. We're talking about PS2 for Hitman, PS1 for Hitman at one point, and also back to GoldenEye for James Bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. We're talking about history. So these are two gaming juggernauts that we have coming together as one. So I don't even see it as, because you could be like, oh, this is a reskin of a Hitman game with a James Bond skin over it. You can say it both ways because these both are juggernauts in gaming history that have done good jobs at establishing themselves. And now they're both here together to show style. And I'm here for it.
Okay. I like that. Jay, you have anything to add to that?
I think I'm on the opposing end of this right now. I kind of am a little weary of the design because I know in the past when it came to 007 games, this was something started by EA Games, and even before that, it was Rare on GoldenEye with the Nintendo 64.
Right.
As a huge fan of IOI and a huge fan of the Hitman franchises, and I've played all of them except for Codename 47 that came out exclusively on PC back in 2000, it feels very reminiscent of a Hitman game. I still am excited for the game to come out. I'm just a little wary seeing that IO Interactive is making this game. As I was watching the gameplay footage, it felt very reminiscent of Hitman with the same HUD almost. The only thing that was like changed was the bottom left and right corner had like some tech gadget stuff going on with the Bond. I'm still excited. There are differences, whereas you have your James Bond games and you have your Hitman games. You can tell that in this one that there was a car chase and the gameplay and the gunfight seem a little bit more fluid than in Hitman, where they feel a little bit more clunky. It's like this is something that they are anticipating gunfights in this game. I'm still excited for it, but I'm still just a little concerned that it might feel too much like a Hitman game. And I wonder what they're going to do to make it truly different and set it aside from Hitman.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. And going over to Cash Crow, what are your thoughts on this so far as well?
I'm more 50-50 on the situation. I feel like I'm in like the wait and see category because I'm trying to. So initially when I saw the gameplay, to me it felt very reminiscent of Hitman as well. For some instances I can tell that they're trying to, I guess, branch off in a different direction to kind of separate the two. But specifically when it came to like stealth, I feel like the stealth was kind of clunky, needs a lot more work. Gameplay wise, I like the gunplay. The gunplay was pretty good. I hope what I saw though in that demo was more of just a demonstration and not an actual like level in the game. Like I feel like the stealth aspect of the game, because it was daytime, kind of took me out of the realism a little bit, because he was like going over a ledge and climbing up, and I'm like, there's people on the ground. You're telling me no one saw this guy just above the security guard's head climbing around? Like stuff like that took me out of it. Suspension of disbelief, yes, but I feel like had it been nighttime, just that one tweak, had it been like a nighttime situation, I feel like it would have felt a lot more realistic. There's a few things that I did like about the game, but I definitely saw the Hitman DNA throughout the game.
Okay. And you know, that's kind of to be expected whenever your biggest franchise is something like Hitman, right?
Right.
And you give people a chance to establish new ground. Like if let's say, because the last time I think we've had a big James Bond game, just in general, if I'm not mistaken, was 2012.
Was that from Russia?
Yes, it was. It was Legends. 007 Legends.
It was Legends.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Legends.
Yeah.
They redid it with what's old boy name? They
Daniel
redid it
Craig.
With Brad Head that shaped like a Q.
Yes, you're right.
So it's been
good eye, Jay.
Quite some time. There are going to be people that are in middle school at this point that have never dealt with a single James Bond game, and by the time Legends came out, I think we may have had like 6 of them at that point, 6 or 7 of them. So it's going to give people, you know, a fresh starting point. If you are a fan of the James Bond series, you'll be able to kind of step into this with a new, you know, a new perspective, right? Because it's not the same game that it was back then. Although there are some similar aspects of it, but this is definitely, it came off to me as a reskin of Hitman with a James Bond coat of paint on it. But to say that, I actually like the Hitman game, so I don't say that disrespectfully. I'm open to it, and I hope that they do a little bit more than what I saw to kind of differentiate that game from Hitman. But going into the next question, Jay was talking about the tech and things like that, and that's really a big part of the 007 brand is the flair and the tech of Bond himself. And we saw some gadgets. They had a watch, a laser, a dart phone, and now there's a focus meter that you can use to bluff NPCs. So you can actually use his charisma to say things like, oh, you know, I heard he got the person that we're chasing is disguised as one of us. He could be in here right now, and somebody responded, okay, I'll keep my eye out for them, not knowing that they're speaking to somebody that's not supposed to be in there, right? So you can use that as a means to get past restricted areas. We also saw in the demo where, there are other sections that may have things that you can use on the environment to create a distraction, right? He went over, distracted one of the guards, made one of the guards sick with the dart phone, grabbed the lighter, lit the hay on fire, and was able to kind of shimmy along a ledge and get in through one of the windows. But what I want to focus on more so is just the tools that you have available to you, that being the focus meter and the tech, and even the ability to slow down time and focus on weak points on enemies and weak points in the environment to your advantage as well. Now, do you think that with these things that they've incorporated, the tech and the charisma, the focus meter, do you think they've struck the right balance to try and maintain its own identity as an IP, like to separate James Bond from Hitman, or does this come off as something that is inspired versus something that's ripping things off, like off of things like Uncharted 3 with like a derivative of like Uncharted 3 with that ending sequence where they were jumping out the plane almost word for word, bar for bar in certain cases, and even in the combat where you can fight somebody and disarm them and take their gun and start using them, right? So first person I want to move over to is Chris. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
So I looked at a lot of that gameplay. One, I will say this too, we are still like under a year out from this coming out, so they could of course tweak a whole lot of stuff that's going on in the game, right? Mm-hmm. But what I did love, one thing that is missing, I need y'all to bring that Brandon. I need that to come back. I saw some explosions. I didn't hear the noise. It
was in there.
But it was, or some of it was in there.
Yeah, they had like in the end, like they had like a cute little approach to it. Sorry, go ahead, Kel.
Mm-hmm. Like, no, you good, because it was the violence and stuff came in, I remember. But it was like when I saw him like blow up a tanker and that shit, I was like, man, I was like, oh, where's that? But no, definitely things go hand in hand, right? So before Nathan Drake, it was Octopussy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't here at that time. Nathan Drake himself is an offspring of James Bond.
Yeah.
So that's like when I was playing Borderlands 4 and folks was like, oh, is this like Destiny? I said, no, this is like Borderlands. Because Borderlands was the original looter shooter.
Yeah.
And things will pull from other things. So I'd say this is just kind of like not a return to form, but like a return back to the originators. So even though, yes, as soon as we saw the plane scene, I was like, oh, definitely Uncharted is inspired. I have like good feelings about where they're pushing it in the direction of having James Bond just do his thing.
Okay, I can see that. And so Jaya, want to go to you. What are your thoughts so far?
I don't think that there is an inspiration from Uncharted. I think that it is your typical stealth game. Without James Bond 007, there wouldn't be Uncharted, there wouldn't be Hitman, honestly. So like, I think that when we return to our normalcy or what we grew up with GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, that is the blueprint. And we have elevated these games, whether if it was Hitman, Uncharted, whatever the case may be. With the gadgets, I'm actually impressed with them. I wanted to see like a HUD that would have made it look a little bit more techy, like a radio HUD or something like that, where you can choose from each item, not like a carousel like how Hitman has. I didn't really see that. I probably disregarded it, whatever the case may be. I wanted to specifically talk about 007 Everything or Nothing that came out in 2003 that was made and published by EA. Listen.
I love that shit. That's with Maya, right? That's one with Maya,
yes,
right?
This is my favorite. This is my favorite 007 game.
Great intro.
Yes.
Yeah.
But where I'm getting at is like the gadgets that they had with the spider gadget. I believe he had like a coin that he could use as a toss, and his rappel, his bungee cord, whatever the case may be. I just wish we would revert to that. I know that this is the steps to him becoming 007 because he hasn't earned that title yet. He's just James Bond from MI6. But this is a good way to introduce how he gets that title and what steps he takes in order to maintain and get the true title of being 007.
Okay. And then what about you, Castro?
I think like Dale said, I feel like it's they could add a lot more things. It's like a year away, so I think even the HUD, they probably didn't show off a HUD because they don't have like a final like design for the HUD just yet. So I think that's a case of that situation. But like overall, like I said, I like the gadgets as well. There's certain things that I would also still like to look for when it comes to like the whole 007 formula. I think it's there. Like you can tell that this is a 007 game. But you know what it also reminds me of? It reminds me of I think it was Everything or Nothing. Which one of those 007 games became like a third person?
It was Everything or Nothing. That was the first third person Bond game.
Yeah. So it reminds me of that.
I think Nightfire was right before that.
Yeah,
that was first person.
It reminds me of that, and I actually enjoyed those ones. I actually did like those ones.
Yeah.
Didn't you have the option to switch between first person and third person? Am I wrong? I feel like
on
in Everything or Nothing.
Yeah.
Only in certain circumstances,
if
like
you use
when you
the
were
gadget.
the spider drone, it would go into like a tunnel. It would be first person. You could pick between either car or like motorcycle at some points in the game too.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah,
it was third person.
Like I said, I'm always the guy that tries not to get overhyped about any game until I get my hands on it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna really oversell or undersell the game. I'm the wait and see guy. I'm the wait and see guy.
We'll wait and see.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, I like that. I like some of the points that y'all have brought up. I kind of want to go back to what Chris was saying about being inspired by like these games. Really, it was Jay and Chris talking about how these newer games come from other games. That come from other games. That come from other games, right? Because even looking at Uncharted wouldn't be Uncharted without games like Tomb Raider, right? So to see the culmination in how the game has been pushed forward, I think leaves me excited for the game, because even as I was looking at some of the combat, like especially the melee combat, it was hard to really specify. Like, it felt reminiscent of a number of things. The first thing that kind of came to mind was Sifu, of all things, where you use the environment. Like, okay, he's in the combat. There's a point where he picks up a cue ball, throws it at one person, looks back and starts fighting somebody else. And I'm like, okay, I can get with this.
Yeah,
I can get with this.
I see.
It's a good sequence, a great sequence.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the different ways that you can play. You can mix and match. You can be the tech guy. You can just straight up just throw hands and it's just up from the jump. Or, you can use the flair and the charisma. I think this game is set to have a lot of replay value, the same way that Hitman has a lot of replay value. But again, I just need to see a little bit more, because I don't want this to be the James Bond version of Hitman. I want this to be the James Bond going forward. But in going into the different styles of play, when stealth fails, combat can begin. And there is a mix of, like I said, melee, gunplay, and even different types of enemies that will be shown on the screen at one point in time. Now, with all of these aspects playing into the melee and the gun combat, do you think that, especially harping on the enemy types, right? The different enemy types. Do you think that this would be enough for the game to stand out? Or does it risk feeling like another generic action sequence? Because this is not the first game with armored enemies or different layers of enemies that have, like, you might have to switch to a specific gadget or a specific type of gun to knock down, whatever armor layers, and then you can actually get like a critical shot on somebody or something like that. So with all that being said, though, I want to point this back to you, Chris. Chris, what are your thoughts as well?
Well, just like you were saying about different enemy types, I mean, we have games like Ghost of Tsushima where it's like you got to use different types of styles to take different types of enemies out. But when we're talking about how the stealth was in this game, of course, because this is the Hitman series, very reminiscent of Hitman, showing like the different ways that you could disarm people. There's literally a sequence where bruh pushed the dude, and he got a dude to go in a door, and he broke the handle off. And I was like, yo, I ain't never seen somebody do that in the game. Like, I love innovative things like that, and I love that the team at IO Interactive, like, they big brain, something like that. But that mix into the okay, now we getting into the shooting or straight into the fight where we had like the use of environment, like you had said earlier, jumping over the pool table, using the destructible environments, fighting and throwing enemies into enemies. You know, I think stuff like that has, of course, been in like gaming's DNA for a long time. But to Jaya's point as well, this being a younger James Bond, this man has so many options to use and how he can take down or get to a point. And that's where I think the marriage of the Hitman folks that are making the game and then the James Bond era, I think that's where that marriage perfectly culminates into like what I think that this is going to be. So I don't think any of this is generic. I think these are people that have passion, that have been going at this for a very long time, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay. Jay, I want to push this over to you. What are your thoughts?
Definitely going to piggyback off of what Kel's statement was. I think that this game elevates the hand-to-hand combat and the game fight and the gunplay in this game. In the Hitman games, the takedown to disarm an enemy or to knock them out was very, very quick. You can tell that this is hand-to-hand combat that they are specifically making to encourage players to play in the new 007 game. And the same thing with the gunfight. You can tell that engaging in gunfire is kind of not encouraged in Hitman because it is a stealth game. Now, whereas you have this game 007 First Light, this is more encouraged in the sense of, hey, we want you to do a shootout. We want you to throw your gun when you run out of ammo, which I thought was pretty impressive. Even though it's something as small as that, the fact that they added that quality when you run out of ammo, you can throw the gun to knock an enemy out, because I have been asking for that for ages for certain games to do that no matter what. And the fact that they added that in this game, I was like, okay, they're paying attention to different qualities of gameplay. Even though I'm a little bit scared of it kind of running down the same track of it being reminiscent of Hitman, I do see the individuality that this game is trying to possess. So I'm excited on that part. You can tell that they've really been honing in and paying attention to that. I really did like using the environment, as Kel said, as well, to fight people. Bond had jumped over like a box of crates and kicked somebody in the back, and I thought that was pretty impressive too. Just utilizing different environments, utilizing different fighting styles in order to take enemies down or just to fight. If stealth is not your option, if you're not the greatest at stealth, they are encouraging other ways to engage in battle. In Hitman, once again, excuse me, they just didn't encourage that because that's not that type of game. Now, you can do it, but it doesn't feel as fluid as what I've seen in the gameplay for First Light.
Okay, moving over to you, Cash. What are your thoughts as well?
Great points.
Yeah, I think it lends itself well with replayability as well, because now you have the option of playing going guns a-blazing like typical Bond would be. Or you can try to do the whole assassin version of this. You could play like a Hitman per se. So you have the options of doing that. Going back to piggybacking off of what you said about the whole takedown with like a weapon, I thought that was super cool. The first time I saw it, I was like, hell yeah, I like that. I really love what they're doing here. I feel like I said, I'm very hopeful for the game, but I'm still gonna wait and see what's happening here. So I didn't talk about the driving aspects of the game. I'm not a fan of like driving missions. I feel like I'm not a big fan of it, so I hope there's not too much in this game, which I'm not looking forward to stuff like that. Like right now, I'm looking at the combat here. The combat looks pretty sick. Yeah, like the hand-to-hand combat. So I'm looking forward to doing stuff like that. Probably like a no gun run, if that's possible. That could be a super dope thing to try. But yeah.
Okay, my thing is, so I understand being apprehensive towards like the driving sections, right? Like I've been playing Mafia.
Chill.
I've been playing Mafia here recently, Mafia 1 and Mafia 2. The driving on those games,
man,
my god,
bro, that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Mafia. I'm gonna be honest.
But
like,
two is exponentially better than 1, right? Pizzo?
It is. It's way better. It's way better.
Thank you.
I tried that out. I never played the second one. I have the
incredible.
The remake. I have the remake. So I was playing the first one, and bro, to me the first one was boring, bro. I couldn't get into it.
It's very linear.
Yeah,
it's incredibly linear. It's an incredibly linear game.
Yeah.
I think the remake does a lot to improve off of what was it's a solid foundation. But just the fact that they went above and beyond to re-record all of the audio lines, redo the lighting, the graphics, and stuff like that, it felt a lot more immersive versus doing a remaster like they did with Mafia 2, which remaster was done well, right? But again, updated models and with the current technology and what you're capable of doing with the facial animations and just little details like that, it definitely lends itself.
Mind y'all, everyone who's in here, not to cut you off, Pizzo, mind y'all, Pizzo first played Mafia 3, then he played The Old Country, then he went back to the redo of 1,
really? You want to hear something?
and now he's doing 2.
So
just to give y'all a little mental picture of what he saw the whole way through,
Right.
there you go, yeah.
I never played any of the Mafia games until the remake.
2 is a classic.
Yeah.
2 is a classic.
2 is really good. I mean, I still feel away, but I can't say why I feel away without spoiling one. So.
Chill, Pizzo. Chill, man.
All right. Anyways.
Big veto, man.
But what I was saying at first was the driving section. One of the things that is a part of the 007 brand is the whip, the car.
Cars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the inclusion of that, I don't mind it. I hope that there's sections where, you got stuff that's coming out of the roof of the car or the hood of the car, or, you got some something that you can shoot behind you to get people from chasing you, or whatever the case may be. Exactly. Like I said, I'm not opposed to that. I think it's part of the brand, and I'm looking forward to seeing, how else they're able to put the 007 branding on sections like that.
Right. All right. Just to clarify, though, I'm not saying I don't want to do any kind of driving missions, but I've seen certain games kind of just overuse the drive just to pad out the game. They'll put
Arkham Knight.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. I feel like that game is a phenomenal game, but the whole drive, oh my God, I despise it.
Chill. Are y'all serious?
What? You don't think they overused that?
It's the
most. So Pete, this is coming from a person who's not a Batman fan. I think Arkham Knight killed. It did. Excellent job of showing, but I heard that the tank sections that a lot of people didn't like. But I said, bro, this is Batman. He uses every tool at his disposal.
And I get that. But when one of the boss battles is against one of the best hand-to-hand combatants in your rogues gallery, you don't.
And it's a tank battle? No.
To a tank battle, you don't relocate that to a tank battle. But again, if Arkham Knight had a drop today, it still would have been one of the best drops this year. Like that. That's how timeless that game is. But again, we're getting a little bit off track.
They came out with.
Oh, we don't talk about. We don't talk about.
We don't talk. No, please don't mention it. Please don't mention it. It's a thing in our podcast. Please don't mention it.
But to segue to the next section, we have a section called Buy or Sell, where basically we're going to just bring up what's new in general. We're off of 007, just what's new in general. And you're going to let me know, do you buy or do you sell the idea of X, right? Are you going for it? Are you not? So with that being said, the first topic that we have, Insomniac Games Wolverine is likely to be at PlayStation's next state of play. This is according to Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson. Now, after its initial 2021 reveal, there was a very random ransom attack that happened to them that leaked a lot of workers' personal data. But what's most detrimental, I believe, is not only the roadmap, which revealed a possible Venom game that could come out between Spider-Man 2 and the actual Wolverine game, but also there was a fully playable version of the alpha for Wolverine. And with the way that the internet is set up, if anything leaks before it's actually done, oh God, yeah, it's nothing but negativity surrounded by it. Not taking into account that this game is nowhere near being finished, but I say that to say, this has sown doubts, not in Insomniac's ability to make a game, but the reception of said game, because one, there's been so much time since the game has been initially revealed. Two, people have had the chance to play a version of the game, and there has been all types of negativity surrounding that game. Are you buying this or selling the rumor that Wolverine will show up soon at a PlayStation State of Play? Chris, we're gonna start it with you. What are your thoughts? Are you buying or are you selling?
So I'm buying, bro. Because here's the thing: this is Insomniac. When have they let us down? Insomniac has hit us with classics like Sly Cooper, like my. Come on, bro. We talking about Insomniac. We talking about practice, man. So when we delve into their backdrop of gaming, that's like saying like Naughty Dog couldn't produce, even though they had leaked The Last of Us 2 script, which I think was heinous. Anything that comes out of leaks, this is why I always say my thing is like I love gaming, I hate gamers, because gamers will complain about anything but do nothing to add to it. Yeah, they'll do nothing to add to it. Oh, we're gonna complain about this game that literally is nowhere near finished, and we're gonna play this alpha that is nowhere near finished. Until you just said that there was an alpha out, I didn't even know that, because I don't. When something gets leaked, I shut everything off from it because I'm not trying to see it until the finished product.
I agree.
Insomniac is a company I trust. If Rockstar pushed back Red Dead Redemption 2, I said, bet, push it back. Because you're Rockstar. I know you're going to do a good job. Naughty Dog pushes back a game, bet, push it back. Team Cherry, push back Silksong for how long? Go ahead, push it back because I trust you all. Now, when it comes to this Wolverine game, I don't know if they will show it or not. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they've made strides since all the dumb leaks have happened. But no, I am all about Insomniac because, I mean, bro, we're talking about Cole McGrath. Like, we're talking about Infamous. We're talking about Sly Cooper. We're talking about Infamous, bro. We're talking about Ghost. These are the people who've made these bangers back to back to back. We ain't catching no slack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with it. I'm 100% with it.
Okay. All right, and on to you, Jail. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
I think Carol made wonderful points in talking about the reputable company that is Insomniac Games. However, I think we're going to have to sell this concept. We first got an announcement back in 2021. It's 2025. It's been 4 years. I'm the type of person that likes to maintain expectations and not to get my hopes up when it comes to these trailer releases. I've done it in the past with games like Resident Evil Code Veronica Remake. I've learned to just simmer down and just allow the expectation to happen and to catch me off guard. As he was saying with Rockstar, if they can say that they need to push back Red Dead Redemption 2 and even GTA 6, we can wait. I'm not the type of person that's, well, I need it now. No, I think that if you allow the game companies to do what they need to do to get back on their feet, because that leak did hurt them. And I believe they had to scrap a good portion of the game that they had because it was a confidentiality thing. So you don't know what type of stuff that they had with the alpha. So I think we need to just allow them time. And when they're ready, they can release it. There's nothing more than I want than a Wolverine game. But if it's not right with the company, I'm not going to sit here and go out of my way to play an alpha or to read leaks. I actually try to avoid leaks as much as I can because to me, I think it's like a slap in the face of these gaming companies because it's like they're working so hard to provide you great content with this game. Then you have someone that's going to go through their database, whatever the case may be, and display stuff that's clearly confidential, that's clearly gone through multiple NDAs, and it's just a respect thing. But I'm not buying. I'm selling definitely, but if it is at the state of play, correct me, color me wrong. Consider me wrong.
Okay. I love those points.
And Cash, I'm gonna let you weigh in on this. Are you buying or are you selling?
No, I'm selling the idea. Like Jay said, this has been announced for how long now, and we still haven't really heard much about it. I've seen the leaks, and again, we know that these are like it goes back to even the Grand Theft Auto leaks, right? People were complaining about the Grand Theft Auto leaks, and I'm like, bro, the game is not ready. Like clearly, it's a demo. Like,
I hated it so much.
What are we talking about?
But I am definitely looking forward to the Wolverine game. My hope though is, I don't know if you guys remember the last Wolverine game we got, which was X-Men Origins Wolverine. If we can get something that's a semblance to that, bro, my gosh,
that would be amazing.
That game would kill. Now I heard this game it's potentially open world. Okay. Not really sure what I think about that so far yet because it's a Wolverine game. I think a Wolverine game should be linear, but hey, prove me wrong. You know?
My question for you is, what do you think would be better about a more linear Wolverine game versus an open world, right? Because I mean, I heard that it was supposed to be open world. I think it was supposed to be in like Madripoor or something like that, where
something to that effect.
Where like a majority of the people in the area are criminals, and you know, it's just kind of, you know, you wouldn't feel as bad ripping everybody to shreds. But
I'm thinking about traversal when it comes to Wolverine.
Okay.
I don't feel like Wolverine in an open world game doesn't lend itself well to that world.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be more of like a condensed down version. Like you couldn't be in New York City. There's way too many space. There's way too much space between buildings.
Exactly.
And it just wouldn't flow right. So it would definitely have to be like.
Imagine this man doing his Marvel Rivals jump to every building, bro.
Forget that. Imagine a hardcore Wolverine. Imagine a hardcore Wolverine.
Killing that shit, man. Or his motorcycle too. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Here's what I'll say really quickly. This is a hot take. I really don't care. Not every game needs to be open world. I don't care. I feel like there's way too many open world games right now. We need to revert back to linear games. Linear games are fun as well. Like, we don't have to collect 49 shells or 49, whatever the case may be. I just feel like we're doing too much when it comes to open world. Yes, it's more content. You're getting more money. You're getting more of your money's worth, but it's a little bit much.
But are you really? But are you really getting your money's worth? Because think about a lot of these Assassin's Creed games, bro. I feel like they've gone so off the rail with what they used to be, to the point where a lot of it is just fetch quest shit. It ain't even.
It's just bloat content.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with the open world thing is like you don't want to turn into an errand simulator where it's like, okay, there's a stronghold here, defeat the big stronghold guy here, boom, we saved the day over here. Okay, there's another stronghold here, we go clear this stronghold out, boom, okay, we got another stronghold. Okay,
did you play Fallout 4? I got another settlement. I
feel like I know that we singled out Assassin's Creed in that conversation, but I feel like that could be applicable to many of the games that we play. And like you had mentioned Fallout, like I feel like people like to rag on Assassin's Creed because of their previous history with their games going a little left, and which is completely understandable. But I think that conversation needs to be applied to many other open world games that we claim that we love, but we also still have some underlying issues with on the same hand.
I think correct.
I mean, but that's the thing. That shit a lot. But go ahead, Pizzo.
I think the biggest difference is, can you make the side content meaningful? Like, people, it's kind of divisive with Ghost of Tsushima in the side quests, but I actually really like the side quests in Ghost of Tsushima. The only thing that I didn't like about it was because of how empty Tsushima was, which, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, it's just big open areas, dirt roads, and you really wouldn't see very many people traveling those dirt roads, right? But you do side missions where the Mongols have taken over a village, and you need to go and this side mission ties into another one where you have to free the forge, and then you have to go over here and free the people that used to work the forge because they're captured in this castle. And if you can interweave side missions and errand content, like strongholds, like what's the eagle points in like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, if you can tie those things into each other to make it make sense narratively, I would be more forgiving versus the same 5 dialogue lines where, oh, there's an issue here, go save this guy, and then we go over here and they say like the same 5 things over and over again. That's when it gets repetitive, is when there's not a lot of meaning behind it. You can get away with it if there's like different situations and you put another coat of paint on it, but it has to be convincing within the context of the story, for me specifically. But
I feel like a lot of times they do that. Again, it's just to pad out their game. It's not real content. It's just like a bunch of fetch quests, right? And sometimes it's a situation where they didn't get that opportunity to like finish cook their game, right? So they just put like a bunch of like repetitive stuff.
Prime example, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Could you say that one more time?
I said prime example, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I didn't hear no lies there. You right?
That was my first Metal Gear game.
Understandable. I mean, even like one of the greatest games of all time, Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
hands down. But
Yeah.
I mean, but think about this. My balloon.
Nobody get my balloon.
My balloon. Bro,
But
yeah.
Spider-Man 2 was a
pioneer.
prime game on PS2 though.
Exactly.
That game was hard as fuck, especially the piece of
Exactly.
missions. The piece of missions was hard.
But it's also
nigga like, how the fuck I'm supposed to damn?
yeah, but that's
you
the
saying,
Spider-Man
guys?
game that kind of pioneered the whole open world Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, remember
I
the first
love
time you
that.
touched the ground?
Bro.
Yeah,
It was phenomenal.
I jumped up on the highest building and knocked them out.
Like they're just accustomed to this. We were swinging on clouds at that point.
Not even clouds, just air.
We were swinging on the memory of Uncle Ben, nigga.
Bro. What I love was their pendulum system. Like I did a whole research on Spider-Man 2, and they talked about like how they made the webbing. Like you couldn't swing unless there's like a building.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I hated the fucking park.
That's
holy shit.
That's next level though for 2004. That's next level.
Yeah.
Bro.
Who made that game? Was it Activision or was it
It
Treyarch?
was Activision. I think it was
Yes,
both.
Treyarch. It was Treyarch.
It was both?
I think it was both.
Yeah,
of them.
I think it was.
I have
both
it
of
over
them,
there. I just don't feel like getting up and looking.
No, you
that's,
good.
that's before Activision. That's before Treyarch went to the salt mines to make nothing but Call of Duty games.
Chill.
I'm just saying.
I was just fucking with my boy Enzo.
Listen, listen.
No minds, bro. Caruso.
That man said
let them
salt
slide. I will let them slide
Facts,
for the
though.
OG Black Ops trilogy. Just the first 3 games, because Black Ops.
No, I'm
4, I
not
don't
letting
wanna
them
talk
slide
about
for that
Black
shit,
Ops 4.
bro.
But-
Damn, they're always.
Bro, even Wolverine. Wolverine was made by Activision. Let's not forget that. When was the last time you've seen Treyarch or any other studios from Activision make a game outside of Call of Duty? Don't worry, I'll wait.
I don't want to cry on podcast, bro.
Well,
Man,
speaking of crying on podcasts, man.
chill.
So the Perfect Dark reboot has gone
Dead.
through a number of setbacks, different studios, delays, and now Microsoft they said forget it, right? They couldn't come to an agreement with Crystal Dynamics. Apparently, Take-Two Interactive, they were trying to resurrect the project and save it, but negotiations fell out over ownership rights. The fallout of this included the layoff of devs at Crystal Dynamics as Xbox looks to recoup the funds from their huge $69 billion acquisition of Activision. Now, do you buy or sell the idea that Microsoft, they should have done something, anything, to save the Perfect Dark reboot? I was looking forward to the Perfect Dark reboot, so that's why it kind of hurts for me especially. But Chris, what were your thoughts on it?
I'm gonna sell, bro.
You're gonna sell? Okay.
Yeah, I love Perfect Dark. I had such a great time playing Perfect Dark on the 64. We swapped that mother lover out right behind 007 GoldenEye. This was I love the, you know what I'm saying, put the cartridge in, feel me? But what killed me about this is that sometimes it feels like Xbox be just letting shit die. And it's a pain to see because like I saw when they killed the Lionheart Studios. I'm a huge Fable fan, and I was so stoked for the next Fable, even though now we are getting a new Fable made by new people. But I mean, I watched them like go through and say, yeah, just keep working on the game, we're gonna get y'all right. And they hadn't paid them for like a month and a half, and then they just laid all these people off. Yeah, it was crazy. So like I've seen what Xbox and the studios do to these developers that have taken so much time and so much care to come out with something that they know gamers would want. I feel like any game that gamers really want that's held up to such a high regard, where's Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Oh my God, please don't say that.
That's Ubisoft.
Please stop.
But it's games like that are held in such a high regard that it's like, where is it at? That's why I know it lit up the child inside so many people when Psychonauts 2 came out.
Bro, I lost my mind when Psychonauts 2 came out, bro.
Because it was amazing. Like I haven't beat it yet. I'm actually actively playing it. I just beat Psychonauts 1 this year.
Yo,
it was my first time.
Wasn't it phenomenal? Wasn't it
phenomenal.
Still
It was
to this day.
phenomenal.
To this day.
So yeah, like I had to sell, bro, because I would have loved to see this, but I know what these companies do when it comes to how these CEOs be thinking just money.
Yeah.
It was bleeding money, and
Tax
instead of
write-off.
giving the game the chance to come
Yeah,
out,
true.
Tax
they just was like, oh, let's crack down
Mhm.
on it. You know what I'm saying? No pun
Okay,
intended.
okay. Jaya, I want you to weigh
You
in on
know?
this. What are you thinking?
This one's tough because I grew up playing Perfect Dark myself. I have it on Nintendo 64 over there right now. Played it on Game Boy as well with Joanna. I think I'm gonna have to buy this one only because
Okay.
I am personally not a fan of these monopolies between these game companies. I don't like all the acquisitions from Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, and Xbox, Microsoft, and whoever the fuck's merging together, WB,
Right.
whoever the case may be. I'm just not a fan of these things. When you have these big ass mergers, you're taking away from these smaller companies that brought us the games that we once knew and loved. I think that if Perfect Dark would have gotten the love that it should have received, I think it would have introduced a whole new player base to the game,
Yeah.
because not a lot of people that are younger than me know what Perfect Dark is. They can't tell you what Perfect Dark is
Facts.
because it didn't come in that generation. I think Perfect Dark was a rare game once upon a time.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it
so
was.
so it actually came
Yeah.
to be because they lost the rights to 007.
Right. And then
LMAO.
actually
Yeah.
the same people who worked on Time Splitters 1, 2, and I think Future Perfect also worked on GoldenEye as well. That's why the user interface looks so similar to GoldenEye.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just feel like something could have been done more, but we don't know how much money was, spent on this game. We don't know how much progress they've made on this game. I just feel like too often these companies are too willing to throw away games, and I'm like, give it a chance. I know that games are way more expensive nowadays, but just give it a chance, bro. You may never know what it may spark. And then Kale definitely hit a nerve with that Beyond Good and Evil 2, because Beyond Good and Evil is my all-time favorite game, and I have been patiently waiting for something for years now. But I know why that game won't come to fruition no time soon. But that's another conversation for another day. But I just think that they probably should have taken a chance, because this looked like it could have been an amazing game right here.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
like looking at the gameplay, this shit looks fucking fire, excuse my language. But I just wish that they didn't scrap it, or they just didn't let it go. Hopefully it gets picked up by another company. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, fingers fucking crossed.
I think the issue is I don't know. I'm half buy, half sell. I feel like the game could have been amazing, but again, going back to these studios, the reason why they canceled the game is, one, it wasn't a multiplayer game, so we're looking at replayability here, or how many people are going to take to this game, and two, Microsoft is still hurting from that acquisition, right? So they're not willing to really take any major risk as it concerns for like games, because
And that's a great point.
they took a lot of hits so far, bro. Like, think about a lot of the games that came out that were freaking duds. What was that name? What was that other game that came out? The first person shooter, the vampire one? I can't remember the name because it sucks so much. What was it called?
Bloodhunt?
No,
Not
it's not
Bloodhunt.
Bloodhunt. It
No,
wasn't
no.
Bloodhunt. But
Not
from
both.
Arcane. It was from Arcane Studios.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know
Oh,
the name.
Redfall.
Redfall. There we go.
Redfall.
Redfall was
Oh my
garbage.
God.
I'm sorry.
It was. Damn, it was.
And again, I feel like it really hurt Microsoft. So they felt like this game, even though people were asking for it, they didn't want to take the risk to then put this game out. The game didn't sell. They didn't they didn't recoup their money. Because
No,
again,
the hell they didn't.
and also you have to think about this, right? And a lot of people don't see that. I say this all the time about Game Pass. Game Pass is good for gamers, bad for the industry. And Microsoft has built that culture around Game Pass. People are not buying games if it comes out exclusively for Xbox.
You
They drop
know,
a game, people are gonna play it for Game Pass. They're gonna pay for Game Pass. They're not buying the game directly.
me personally, I would rather own my game than give it to a subscription, because
No, I agree.
even though we technically don't own it, and the whole licensing shit nowadays that they're saying,
I
but it's
agree.
like, I would personally rather go to Steam, go to Xbox or Microsoft Store, whatever the case may be, and buy the license for the game than just to subscribe for $15 a month to play unlimited games. I don't know,
Exactly.
maybe that's just me.
Exactly, and I agree. But we also have to think about the people that can actually
Oh,
afford
for
these
sure.
games. So they are gonna more likely lean towards a subscription service, right? So
Especially
that's the
parents
issue.
with multiple kids.
Exactly. So that's it's a better sell for a lot more people.
It's feasible.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
going back to what you're saying, not owning your shit. Check out GOG. Buy your games on GOG. You'll get to own your shit. No
Oh,
DRM,
really?
No DRM.
Yes, sir.
No DRM.
Really?
No DRM.
Yeah.
You buy it, you
Thank
own
you
it.
for letting me know that.
GOG.
GOG.
W
Uh-huh.
plug,
Yeah.
W plug.
Okay, I know that's right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I kind of threw this in here on purpose because I didn't want y'all to have time to prepare for this. But right now we have a tie between Kale's dad and Cash Crow. Now, what we're gonna do to settle this tie? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Play Street Fighter.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
My bad. My bad. I thought we were gonna play a game.
No. I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? And I'm gonna let you say your points. I'm gonna give y'all about 15 or so seconds to make your point as to one over the other. And then I'm gonna let the chat choose. Okay? I'm gonna let the chat choose. Now, without no context. Oh shit, here we go again, or yee ass haircut.
I already know what this is going.
Are you choosing oh shit, here we go again, CJ from San Andreas, or are you choosing if you ain't had that yee ass haircut, you might get some bitches on your dick?
No. I know what you're saying, but but we just need to pick it out of context. We're just picking.
Out of no context. Which one are you choosing? One over the other. No context. Which one are you choosing? One
Oh
over the
shit!
other.
Here we go again.
So wait.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go first, and then like I said, I'm gonna give you 15 seconds, and then we're gonna move on. Whether you're done making your point or not, we're gonna move on to Cash. Okay? Are y'all ready? All right. Go ahead and get into it. Oh, wrong one. All right, Chris, go ahead.
Wait, I thought so. We were just picking it.
Are you choosing? Oh shit, here we go again, or the yee ass haircut cutscene? Which one are you choosing?
Oh shit! Here we go again. Definitely.
And why are you choosing that one over the yee ass haircut?
Choosing that one because Andreas is a motherfucking staple in the community. Without San Andreas, we wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have the yee ass haircut.
Okay. That's all. You still got 5 more seconds.
I'm black.
Okay. All right. Cash, go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna go with the yee ass haircut. That's probably one of the funniest lines ever. And yes, I agree that without San Andreas, we wouldn't have Grand Theft. We wouldn't have 5. But 5 is a phenomenal game that put gaming on another level. It was no longer games anymore. That was a movement. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a movement. So yes,
It's true.
Trust
It's
me,
true.
I was at GameStop when that shit came out for midnight release. Trust me, I worked in that motherfucker. It was terrible.
Not to mention Grand Theft Online. Let's not even talk about that. That alone dwarfs anything. Bro, people are still playing Grand Theft Auto Online right now to this day at this very moment. That game came out when oh, shit, I wasn't even a parent. I didn't even meet my wife yet. My wife and I have been together for over 10 years. That's a long ass time.
That is a long ass time. The poll is up. 60 seconds on the clock. Put your votes in. Now we got here we go again, and we got yee ass haircut. Which one are y'all choosing, chat? Well, the people have spoken, and we have 75% with here we go again, 25% with yee ass haircut. So we are going to give that point to Kale's father. Cash, listen. Again, I appreciate you for pulling up, man. You know what I'm saying? We are going to have you back on the show. You got to redeem yourself. But before you go, let the people know where they can find you. Okay.
Find me on my
anything. Go ahead. I was going to say anything that you have planned. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you can find me on my channel, Castro TV. I'm also we also host a slew of events. Fight Night Friday specifically. Every Friday we host Street Fighter tournaments. Then we have something that I want to talk to Pizzo about, which is streamer versus streamer battles, which you get a team of players like from Marvel Rivals, and then we come together, we compete. So it's like So it's like turf. You pick a game on your turf, then we pick a game on our turf, and then you show up. We play on
Okay.
your turf, which
Is it-
we'll be hanging out generally in your Discord if it's your turf when you were playing your
Okay.
game, and then you hang out in
And
our
then-
Discord and play our game. And
Got you.
That's kind of
Got you.
what
Got
we're
you.
doing.
I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah.
For 500, Alex.
Say again?
I said peak
said
for
peak.
500, Alex.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So-
he
that'd be
sweats. He
great.
sweats on that. He sweats on
All
that.
right.
But yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
word?
shoot me the details, man. I would love to get back with you on that. Okay. But yeah, as of right now, just mute up if you want to stay in the call for right now until the end of the show. Definitely welcome
All
to.
right.
If you got things you want to do, I respect that.
All right, take it easy, fellas. Have a good night.
Appreciate you for being here,
Alright.
man.
Peace.
Okay, people, we are in the last section of the show. This is the quick fire round. Yes, it has to do with gaming, but this is not specifically gaming, okay? Very much gaming inspired. So you get 15 to 20 seconds to say as much as you can about your opinion on the topic. We move on to the next person, and then we move on to the next topic, okay? And right now, I have 4 topics for y'all. Let me know when y'all are ready, and we will jump in.
I guess I'm ready.
Let's get it.
So, first question. Amazon's God of War, set to begin filming in March of 2026. It's been claimed, rumors are heating up, that the series is moving faster than expected, according to Nexus Point News. This is the same source that leaked the plans for an Elden Ring movie earlier in the year. Production could begin in Vancouver as early as March, with casting for Kratos and Atreus both underway right now. The series is said to adapt the 2018 version of the reboot of the franchise, which puts a spotlight on the older Kratos and his son Atreus. And that being said, who are you casting as Kratos? Who are you casting as Atreus? Chris, go.
I'm casting themselves. I know as a gamer, this is like one of the highest things that's probably never going to happen. But I would say Christopher Judge and I would say Sonny. I think they should play themselves because they have the most connection to the role. And they also have like just that chemistry is insane. Their chemistry, their back and forth, their togetherness, especially how they've come together with all of the cast. I think that those two would be the best picks for the show.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that. Jaya, your thoughts?
Dwayne Johnson, I'm playing. I would say Dave Bautista as Kratos. I think people sleep on Bautista. He is probably one of the better actors that came out of wrestling. And for Atreus, I would say Craig Christopher, who was also the little boy Alex from Weapons. I think that he would be the perfect young Atreus.
Okay.
And Weapons, I'm supposed to be
Interesting.
watching that
Actually,
right now.
Yes, so Kale, when you
Yeah,
see the
listen,
little boy Alex, come back and let me know your thoughts about him playing Atreus. I think he would be really good as him.
And Jaya, we need to talk more games. I've never really got to talk games with you, so and I've really been enjoying this back and forth.
Okay, sounds good.
W.
Okay, next topic. Sophie Turner, best known for her role as Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones, okay, has been cast officially as Lara Croft in Amazon and MGM's upcoming Tomb Raider series. Turner acknowledged the weight of the role following Angelina Jolie and Alicia Vikander. I may have pronounced that wrong. I do apologize. But both of whom brought the character to life in past adaptations. With filming set to begin in early 26, this marks yet another high-profile attempt to reimagine one of gaming's most iconic heroines. But with so many previous adaptations with mixed impressions, the big question is whether or not, Turner can stick it in the role of Lara Croft. Now, would you say that Sophie has been properly cast here? Yes or no? Chris, go.
I'm gonna say yeah. Looking at that absolutely dominating performance in Game of Thrones, I'm gonna say absolutely 100%. I think she has the skills to do it. She's very likable off screen as well, and so I think this is like a huge opportunity to nail this. They did the same thing with the Last of Us show with young Ellie. Great freaking performance from that actor. But yeah, I believe that in this, if she just captures exactly what this character is, does her studies on it, I think she will be excellent in this role.
Okay, and Yeah, I know you got the well. I know you have a lot to say. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on Sophie Turner as Lara Croft?
Sophie Turner as 2013 reboot Lara? Fuck yes. Sophie Turner as 1996 aspect of Lara? I would say no. I think Sophie Turner would do a great depiction of the 2013 reboot Lara. She would bring a lot of emotion, a lot of different emotions that we didn't get to see with the 1996 Lara. That Lara was rugged. She had grit. She had some type of spunk to her. This Sophie is green. She hasn't been through the stuff that 1996 Lara has been through. And I think that Sophie definitely has that talent in doing so. Angelina Jolie played that role very, very well in the original and Cradle to Life, but I think it's time to pass the torch to someone else that's not herself or Alicia Vikander.
Okay.
Great points. Great points.
Respect
Especially
that.
that reboot.
Respect that.
Definitely that reboot.
Oh, I messed with the reboot tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like the only game in that reboot series that I had
Shadow sucked.
What?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider sucked. Shadow sucked.
It is the best one out of all of them.
It is the worst one, Pizzo. What?
Actually, I haven't played the very first one. But
if you played 2013,
Rise of Tomb Raider, I didn't like that.
What? I enjoyed
I
Rise. I couldn't stomach Shadow. Now the first reboot Tomb Raider, that one's solid as fuck. That one's great.
Yeah.
But Shadow lost it for me, and it hurt so bad because I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. But Shadow was not it for me.
Yeah, they had a lot of That's such a great fucking series, bro. And seeing Lara return to form, young Lara coming in and just trying to like figure her way out around. Also, can we not talk about the fucking death animations? What am I playing? Dead Space, nigga?
Oh no, they are gruesome.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Okay.
That nigga mixing it up over there without the body.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one. I wasn't ready for that one. My bad. Okay, going into our next topic. Okay, going into our next topic here. Rocksteady Studios may finally be gearing up for a return to Gotham. And this is very speculative, but according to a person named Bill Money, his LinkedIn profile, a veteran director behind multiple Assassin's Creed titles like Mirage, Valhalla, Origins, has joined Rocksteady as the game's director. So he has been listed as Rocksteady's new game director. Now, the industry buzz points towards him leading the studio to a long-awaited return to Batman, marking their first mainline entry since 2015's Arkham Knight, which we spoke of earlier. With Warner Brothers doubling down on its biggest IPs, with Hogwarts Legacy and the Harry Potter series and DC and the things that they've been changing. We also saw them go back into Batman with the recently announced Lego Batman, which I must say looks fucking awesome. And I'm not even into Lego Batman games. I'm not even into Lego games in general. But fans are starting to.
Great.
You got to play the Star Wars one.
They're great.
Are they good or are they bad? Because I hear mixed things about them.
No, they're great.
The Star
They're
Wars
great.
Lego ones are very good. I enjoyed them personally.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that whole shit is fire.
But fans are reasonably cautious when it comes to this because of the stench and the stink that they're moving on from. That is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, I know some of you feel a little bit better because you only paid about like $5 for the game. I, however, felt burned because I paid full price for 7 different missions for the whole fucking game. But anyways, we're moving on. But they're wondering if Rocksteady can recapture the magic of the Arkham era or if the industry has just simply moved on. With that being said, do you think Rocksteady can return to greatness? Chris, thoughts?
No. If Rocksteady cannot be original Rocksteady, then absolutely fucking not, especially with Warner Bros. Who just killed the Shadow of War that they just had. They absolutely destroyed that patent. How the fuck did they destroy that? I don't know. So, and that's one of the best things that have ever come out of WB is the Shadow of War patent, to have your people come back to back to back. If Rocksteady cannot go back to original Rocksteady, and you just said the person that's topping this is from Mirage, Valhalla, and Origins, L. Assassin's Creed took an ass direction when they started doing all of those, in my opinion. So I'm gonna say absolutely not.
Okay, fair points, fair points. Jaya, go ahead and weigh in on this.
I think Kale made some good points in that statement. My perspective is this is not a dig at Rocksteady whatsoever. This is a dig at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has a history of killing games. Rest in peace, the multiverses. They have these great ideas and they end up just throwing them in the garbage disposal and just fucking them up completely. I'm just concerned about the main company, which is WB. In the past, they just had all of these great games that they end up letting die or they fizz out or whatever the case may be. And on top of that, if we say we are bringing back Arkham, I'm so sorry. I'm going to say no on a sense of respect for Mr. Kevin Conroy. To me, he is the only person that can encapsulate Batman with that fucking voice. May he rest in peace. God bless him and his family. But Kevin is the only Batman for me. So it's like, that's hard to recast that role on top of trying to bring back that legacy that was the Arkham
Series.
game. There we go.
Got you. Yeah,
great points.
You guys made some really good points. I'm hopeful, but I just, and looking at the chat, it's kind of like how Cash Girl said. Everybody that was there during that original era, they're gone. You know, so this is going to be a completely new reboot with a new direction, a new Batman, a new Joker, a new everybody. I think what made the original Arkham series so good was the introduction of free flow, gadget wheel as well. They did things that at the time were not being done in the gaming industry. And this has, well, actually, I'll take that back, because the free flow combat is built off of like the bones of games like the Assassin's Creed, the older Assassin's Creed games, because the combat, you know, the emphasis on parrying and doing takedowns and things like that and the press of a button, they evolved that to where we are now with the free flow combat. Now, I don't see them being able to add something that is not already being done with either like the Spider-Man games or maybe this Wolverine game when it comes out, or really any other open world game, let alone open world superhero game. So I'm nervous to see if it will be as great. I don't want to be one of those old head gamers where it's like, oh, it's not good as the original. I want to give it a chance, but if it's not that good, man, I have to be honest. I gotta be honest above all else. But we are gonna go ahead and move into the last topic that I have for y'all.
Oh, Castro made a good ass point. Sorry, my bad.
If they were married to Arkham Combat with a nemesis system, a Batman nemesis system game would already.
Jaya? Have you ever seen the nemesis system?
What is that? I'm actually unaware.
So in Shadow, this is why I knew why there was no reaction when I had said it earlier. Yo, Jaya, in the Shadow of War, and what was the first one again, Pizzo? It's Shadow of Mordor. There we go. Yeah. Shadow of Mordor. Shadow. Okay. So the nemesis system. Say like, you know, there's a dude just like a goblin, and he's like, "Oi, motherfucker, I'll kill you," and then you go kill him, right? It's like fantastic. So you're killing all these ogres up this totem pole, but randomly as you're fighting someone, you'll hear, "Hey," and you'll turn and the motherfucker you killed has come back. And they're like, "I remember you. I know your moves. I'm gonna kill you now." And they will come back stronger in Shadow of War, a nigga could come back like 5 times. I mean, they got robot parts on them and shit, and they like, "Oh, you got me that last time, Ranger, but this time I'm sticking it right up there."
I'm running away from him. Fuck that.
And you have the option to do that.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
I have gotten ambushed by not 1, not 2, but 3 niggas I had already killed at the same time when I was trying to kill a new person. It is a phenomenal system that WB has the patent to, and just let the game die, because they were supposed to come out with a Wonder Woman game with that nemesis system in there. I know. Kal-El, no. I know.
Kal-El, no.
I saw your face as soon as I said it. So,
I think what really stood out for me with the nemesis system was, the fact that they can recall previous battles. If you cut their arm off, they'll be like, "I still got another arm and I'm gonna whoop your ass with that." But there are people in this system where somebody might be a brother to somebody else that you have to defeat. And if you kill their brother, they will have an established relationship with them where, oh, you killed my brother, eh? I'm going to kill you now. And they will reference other people that they cared about that you killed and try to get their avenge their death. It goes further than multiple times of defeating the same person. And I think that it would work well with a Batman game, especially considering that a lot of these his rogues galleries are mob bosses with underlings, and if you defeat like the captain of this area, there might be somebody that really like them, and then they're gonna try to they'll try to backdoor you, or there's a lot of potential for however they wanted to do it. How it would have worked for a Wonder Woman game, I'm not 100% sure, and apparently the studio weren't either, and that's kind of why it led them to. Now, I feel like it's extreme shutting down the whole studio, right? But it led to them shutting down the whole studio. And I think what is really disappointing is they have the patent to it and they will not let anyone else do anything with it. So the fact that you have such an amazing system and won't let anybody else do anything, that's what makes it even worse, because people have not been exposed to this. Not everybody is a Lord of the Rings fan and wanted to play Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. So, but again, very good point. But going back to this last topic though, let me just a second. Yes. Hollow Knight, Silksong, Team Cherry's highly anticipated Metroidvania sequel launched to major technical issues across every platform, not with the game itself, but with the stores shutting down. Essentially, people were trying to access the game, and because so many people were trying to get a hold of the game, it was fucking up. PlayStation Store was fucking up. Xbox Store was fucking up. Steam. So, with the demand of an indie title such as Hollow Knight, Silksong, do you expect the same thing to happen for a game like GTA 6 when it finally launches? Right? The indie industry in and of itself is its own like monster to deal with, and with a behemoth like Hollow Knight, Silksong, of course something like this should have been expected, but literally everybody, well, let me not say everybody, there's probably a handful of people that's not looking forward to GTA 6, but 90% of gamers are looking forward to GTA 6 for whatever reason. So with this knowledge at hand, do you expect the same thing to happen for GTA 6 when it drops? Chris, you first.
I worked at GameStop when Grand Theft Auto 5 dropped, and I was there for the midnight release. It was absolutely fucking pandemonium just in the store. So I can say damn near without a shadow of a doubt, unless they allow people to preload this game, which they may not. That's what happened with Hollow Knight. They didn't let people preload the game so they wouldn't be able to dig through the files and then spoil the game for people. If they do not let people preload this game, then absolutely this will happen again. But yeah, everything went down for maintenance when it came to Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was absolutely crazy because people have waited so many years for this game. People have been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 since Grand Theft Auto 4. So this is, I vehemently will say that, this will happen if they do not let people preload the game. And even if they do let them preload the game, it'll still start doing this shit to the stores.
Okay.
It's Grand Theft Auto 6.
Fair point. And Jaya, your thoughts?
First things first, I just want to acknowledge how impressive it is for an indie game like Hollow Knight to even get people riled up and anticipating the release, that it even breaks the publishers or whatever, the applications like the PlayStation Store, Xbox, Steam, whatever the case may be. I think that's really impressive. And I think that indie games are definitely the underdogs in the industry right now. But with that being said, we 100% will go through the same thing with GTA 6. People have been waiting for years for inches and bits and pieces of news, and we have been getting, I can't say what I want to say, but led on with release dates, and we thought it was going to be last year. Last year is turning into 2026, and people are patiently, honestly not patiently waiting for the game to come out with how beautiful the graphics looks, how the jiggle fixes look really good on certain people's posteriors that I can't say for what it is, but I have to give it in a very PG way, if you get what I'm saying, because I'm gonna be at the shrimp club the first chance I get. But GTA is definitely, if not one of the most anticipated games every time it drops. It's never not been a situation where people are just like, oh, I'm not getting GTA. No, everyone's there front and center. They were front and center for San Andreas. They were front and center for 4. They were front and center for 5. They will be front and center for 6. It's going to be crazy. I think what's also going to also hurt them, even though it's not talking about rollout, they still haven't released the price yet. A lot of people are trying to figure out how much that game is going to be. It could be 100, it could be 80. We don't know yet, but I feel like whatever it is, people are going to have an uproar no matter what. But I definitely believe that GTA 6 will break a lot of servers. It will crash a lot of applications. It will anger a lot of people to talk about it on social media, but it's going to be wild. And I will be one of those people in that line trying to get that game. But I just do hope that they do some type of preload where people can get the game, so it's not going to be too, taxing on the servers or whatever the case may be.
Okay. So we've gone through everything. We've talked about all of the topics. Chris, I want to tell you first off, I'm going to go through y'all. First off, I appreciate you for pulling up. I appreciate you for being so willing. Anytime I just have an idea and throw it at the wall, you know, you'll get back to me. Let me know what your schedule is, and we get to it. Jaya,
yes, sir.
Also want to let you know I appreciate you for coming through. Even when it was as last second as it was, and having to fill out that form, and you taking the time out and being hella old school. I'm not gonna lie. I see you still had that piece of paper. I can't remember the last time I had to print something out, but printed out the template for the show to get ready for everything. So I really do respect it. But we do have a winner today. Today's winner is Jaya the Sensei, and I am going to give you the floor. Okay, you have 30 seconds. Give your award-winning speech, whatever you got to say, starting there.
First things first, I just want to thank Pizzo for even coordinating this event. This was a really good event, and I've never done anything like this before. And I'm just appreciated. I just really appreciate even being considered to be a part of this. I just want to also acknowledge Chris and also Cash Crow, two very well-versed gentlemen that clearly know what they're talking about, that aren't just talking out of their asses, that actually come with facts of things. And I really do appreciate that. This debate was amazing, and I really appreciate going against these two individuals, and just this was great. I honestly had a lot of fun. I didn't think I was going to do that well, but I'm just thankful to have been given the opportunity just to voice my opinions and perspective on things, and I'm very appreciative, and I would love to go against them in the future if, permitted.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, listen. Chris, again, we appreciate you. Let me see, is Cash Crow still here? He is not. Okay, that is perfectly fine. Once again, Jaya, thank you for pulling up. Everybody.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I am still here.
Okay. Well, I looked at your cam. And you were gone.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Cash Crow, I do want to let you know, I greatly appreciate you for being down for this idea. I know you had to work in a lot of things. You were doing things earlier, so I appreciate you for being available. Shout out to KXI. Anything that you want to say before we get off?
Pizzo's awesome. Have a good night, guys.
Okay. Well, we can end on that note. Listen, everybody, I appreciate y'all in chat for either pulling up to my stream, Kale's stream, Cash stream, Jaya's stream. I'm not sure if Jaya's stream. She is pulling up to her stream as well. YouTube, if you made it to this point in the video, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Okay, we would love to have you in the Zoalition. If you want the links to anybody's stream, YouTube, whatever, their details are listed in the description below. And I want y'all to have an amazing night. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them, and we will see you in the next episode.